It's Friday, May 16th, and here's some of the news beyond the headlines. Afghans will have to wait a little longer for a new president after election results failed to produce a clear winner. Voters return to the polls in a month to choose between former opposition leader Abdullah and former World Bank economist Ashraf Ghani. Both contenders say they're willing to allow some U.S. troops to stay beyond their planned end-of-the-year withdrawal to train and support Afghan troops. And both say they're open to peace talks with the Taliban, which has called President Hamid Karzai's government a puppet of the West and refused to deal with it. At least 12 people were killed when a Bangladeshi river ferry overturned in a storm near the capital Dhaka. About 40 of the 200 passengers on board were able to swim to safety despite high waves and strong currents. A rescue team didn't arrive at the scene for 3 hours. Bangladesh has a history of ferry disasters because of overcrowding and poor safety standards.
I was doing my job as a reporter, and despite the authorities knowing this, I have been detained for 266 days without any charge and without committing any crime.
A hunger-striking Al Jazeera journalist imprisoned in Egypt since last August has broken his silence. The media hasn't been granted access to Abdullah Elshamy, but reports from his lawyer and family have shed light on the 26-year-old's deteriorating health. Egyptian authorities have yet to charge the 26-year-old with any crime. His family says he was abruptly transferred last week and is now in solitary confinement at Cairo's maximum security Torah prison. Meanwhile, the latest hearing in the trial of 3 other Al Jazeera journalists has been postponed another week. They're accused of conspiring with the outlawed Muslim Brotherhood and have been in Egyptian detention since late December. Qatar is promising to change its labor laws after substantial international criticism over its treatment of foreign workers. The government says it will do away with the current system, which allows sponsoring companies to prevent workers from switching jobs during their residency. Another proposal would fine sponsors for holding on to workers' passports, barring them from leaving the country. Officials didn't say when the changes would go into effect. Qatar's victorious bid to host the 2022 World Cup turned the spotlight on the country's 1.4 million foreign construction and service workers. Human rights watchdogs have likened conditions to forced labor and human trafficking, and they say the new changes don't do enough to address systemic abuse. Check out the VICE News YouTube channel for more original reporting and documentaries from around the world.
So how old was you when you first went out on the streets?
Like 8.
8 years old. So how you get into that?
Since I was selling it right after school,
Mm-hmm.
I was making like $500, $400 a day. When my mom was sick, she was in the hospital.
What you do with the money?
Just spend like food, clothes,